Hello viewers, how are you? I think you all are fine. So today I will try to show you some abandoned mansions of several places of this world which is still now abandoned and very much interesting abandoned mansions. So let's have a look on those. I think you will like it. The first one I will discuss. It's an abandoned mansion in Los Angeles. Reflects a decade for an old murder mystery. So let's have a look. Information finds that this Lost Face murder mansion in Los Angeles has been abandoned more than 50 years. In December 6 December 1959, Dr. Horald and his wife has been dead in that mansion, and since for 50 years, that mansion is totally abandoned and nobody is living there. And this is one of the great mystery of that mansion. And you just have a you are able to look the mentioned picture on the top of my corner. The Los Feliz murder mansion in Los Angeles has been abandoned more than 50 years. On December 6, 1959, Dr. Harold killed his wife by a ball pen hammer, and afterwards they didn't have any 18 years old daughter. Actually, they have two daughters, but that time they are not 18 years old. And after killing his wife, he felt psychologically disorder and not good, and later on he attempted suicide by drinking a glass of acid. Then later on, none of his daughters have not been authority to use these premises. Then the local government they locked the door of this 5,000 square feet home. Next one, New York Summer Estate abandoned in the 1940s in the ultimate fixer-upper. The Carleton Villa was built in 1984 by a typewriter. His name is Magneti William, and he was trying to stay on that mansion. And later on, during the Second World War, he sold that mansion in a good price. And later on, some people rented that mansion, and also the new owner of that mansion, he died in the Second World War, and afterwards until now that mansion is totally empty. And I think you are already able to see that mansion on the left on my screen. The Carlton Villa was built in 1894 for typewriter Magneti Williams as a summer residence and large spot for entertaining. William's wife died in a heart attack, and after a month of his wife, he also passed away in this villa. Later on, his son inherited this villa, but he doesn't stay that much long on that mansion. And later on, because of huge depression and also loss of their family members, his son became frustrated and not in mentally good. Later on, he sold this villa to General Electric, and that general is planned to demolish this villa, and he want to make this villa in a good structure and in a well restructured things. But later on, he doesn't able to repair or maintain that villa. Currently, the worth of this villa is $500,000, and there are also $1 million business going behind for handling this villa and to have this villa from the owner. So my third one is a reclusive hires, dies, and leaves behind three abandoned mansion. So that mansion is bit interesting
and you are now able to look at that mansion. Usually that mansion was a hospital room before, and some people were living in who are doing some health treatment for the patient. And this mansion price currently is $24 million. And recently that mansion has been increasing its price, and now for the moment in the local market the value of that mansion is 100 million US dollar. And look at the mansion, this is very much old one and looking very beautiful. My fourth one is a derelict mansion in Wales, gated by Arson gets a new lease on life. So look at that mansion, it's already able to show on my left screen, and this is very beautiful one if you look on that mansion. So this mansion has been abandoned since many years. That mansion built in 1930s, and currently and later on later on many people they try to restructure and rebuild that mansion, and even people says that that mansion built the primary structure of that mansion has been built in 1674, and later on in 1930 some people they repair it, and another version says that no, in 1930 that mansion has been built up by some builders, and later on still now that mansion is totally empty, and for the moment that mansion price is 39,000 pound. So my fifth one is a deserted estate in Belgium, in filled with dirty clothes, toys, and some expensive furnitures. Look at the mansion; it's showing on my left screen. This is not that much bad. Usually that mansion is developed by 1990, and later on some people they started to live in on that mansion, and still now that mansion is useless. Nobody used that mansion, and nobody knows who is the owner of that mansion, but still it's an abandoned mansion in Belgium. And that one is the owner of that mansion is Steve Jobs, who is the owner of the Apple company, and this is one of his abandoned mansion which is situated in California state, and that mansion is 17,000 square feet size, and that mansion built in 1925 by some good architect people, and later on in 2011 that mansion has been abandoned, and nobody knows that what will be happen next to that mansion. So my last one is very much interesting mansion. This is a Chinese mansion, and which is left totally empty several years because local people they believe that this mansion has been haunted by ghosts, and local people believe that much deeply in their heart. So local history says that this is a mansion which is given by a gift from British territory as a British colonization period, and later on in 1949 that mansion become that mansion become useless by the people, and nobody used that mansion since 1949, and since 1949 till now nobody is using that mansion, and that mansion is totally abandoned on China.